Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. Neal. I'm going to go ahead and welcome you into our class. I say our class because in Algebra 1 this year, you're going to have two teachers. It is myself, Mr. Neal, and Mr. Shannon. He's going to take a minute to introduce himself as well and talk about a couple of important things in a separate video that you'll have access to as well. But my main goal here today is just to kind of introduce to you this Remote Learning 2.0. There might be some things you already know about it. There might be some things that you don't know about it yet and you're kind of curious about. So my goal is to kind of calm your nerves, make sure you understand how the school year is going to work in math and in all of your classes. Kind of what's the general layout going to be for this year as we learn this way, and then kind of what are some math specific things that I can tell you as well. So first and foremost, welcome to Algebra 1. Definitely a different start than any other school year you've had. And probably, hopefully, the only time we ever start a school year this way. It's very unique. This will probably be something that you'll be able to talk about and remember for the rest of your lives and share with your kids and your grandkids and how the school year of 2020 started off. Here you can follow along. I'm just going to kind of right now tell you some things that you need to know for this school year. It says, in order to navigate Remote Learning 2.0, you just need to know a couple of these very important things. There's going to be three main components of the school week. Okay, and here I have them listed. The first thing you're going to have is recorded lessons. Okay, it says these will be posted on Google Classrooms on Mondays. So that's something Mr. Shannon and I will always make sure on Monday you have access to. What do I need for this week, right? Maybe you don't get to it Monday because you're busy with another class. I don't know. But for us, it's always there for you Monday. Okay, the second component of this Remote 2.0 is live sessions. With me and Mr. Shannon. They're going to be every day from 9 to 9:30 for a half hour, and every day from 2:20 to 3 in the afternoon for 40 minutes. Okay, something to keep in mind. Number 3 is office hours, and they're going to be from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays. Okay, and I'm going to explain those a little bit further as well as we get into a slide that allows me to share some more detail on those. So this is something you could follow along to as well. But here is the slides that share some more information. So the first one that I mentioned was the recorded lessons and assignments. This says recorded lessons are how we will teach you, right? So we don't get the opportunity right now to be in a classroom with you and teach you new information. These lessons will be how we teach you that new information. There might be some times where it looks more like notes. There might be some times where it looks more like discussions. But this is an opportunity where you're going to get to hear our voice, sometimes see our face as well, kind of like we're doing right here, right now. Think of this as just being your regular class, right? So when you would normally walk into whatever period you would have me in, this is kind of essentially what that is. Recorded lessons will be the information you need to know in order to complete all of your assignments. So what we tell you in these lessons will help you learn and help you succeed in the assignments that we assign to you as well. It says the length of these lessons will vary. Some could be shorter, some could be longer, but normally you should expect around 2 hours a week of lessons. They might be a handful of short videos. It could be just a couple of longer videos. Depending on what we're teaching is going to probably vary on the time that we need to spend on that recorded session with you. One thing you need to know and you should be doing is that you are expected to log in each week and watch these lessons. You may watch them as many times as you need, right? If you need to watch part of it a second time or you need to watch the whole thing a second time, you have that opportunity, which is kind of neat because in class, you can't hit a rewind button when we're all in person. All of us move backwards and start over. You have the opportunity to watch what you need, however many times you need it. Okay, that's for the recorded lessons and assignments. That second component that I told you about was the live sessions. So we're holding these every day, Monday through Friday. These times are listed at the top of our Google Classroom if you forget them, right? I don't expect you to memorize these just yet, but they're at the very top. When you log into Algebra 1 Google Classroom, you'll see that we have 9 to 9:30 every day and 2:20 to 3 every day. Why do we do this? This is essentially so that we can help you with anything that you need. Right? Are you having certain trouble on one question? Did you have a little bit of difficulty understanding one of the things we taught you in a recorded lesson? Are you having technology troubles, right? Hey, something is not right with your login. You're not able to access one of your assignments. You can use this as many times as you need. Think about this as raising your hand in class, right? Anytime you'd raise a hand to ask a question, this is what those live sessions are for. The last thing I have listed here is that these are not mandatory. I am not taking your attendance during these, but I strongly, strongly, strongly suggest that you come in as many times as you can or as you need. You can even come in just to say hi. I might not have time to have a full-on 20-minute conversation with you if there's other people that are needing to have Mr. Shannon and I's help. But I would love to see your face. I would love to see how your day is going and just say hi if that's all you need from me that day. There might be a week where you log into those all 5 days. There might be a week where you log into it one time. And there might be a week where you log into it 3 or 4 or 2 times. Who knows? But use them as much as you can. I would love to see you in there as much as possible. That last component is office hours. It says that we will hold office hours once a week on Tuesdays from 8 to 9 a.m. Why? Why do we have this? This is an open window where you or your parent or guardian or any family member that might want to meet with us can, right? So this can be made by emailing us or calling the school to set up an appointment. So you can, if there's something you need to go over or a parent or guardian think is really important, hey, we should meet and kind of get all on the same page, this is that time that you can do it. I have listed here next, just because this is the posted office hours doesn't mean that this is the only time we can meet. If 8 to 9 doesn't work because you have an English live session that day and it's really important that you attend, or say that mom or dad or parent guardian has a really important work meeting, or just they're working in general from 8 to 9 on that specific day, we can certainly be flexible in doing that. Only thing I ask is that when you email us to set up that appointment, you email both Mr. Shannon and I. Our emails are listed right here for you, and they'll always be listed there and easy to access. I have here, this is important. You need to pass Algebra I in order to graduate high school. You don't graduate high school when you pass Algebra I, but you need to pass Algebra I to graduate high school when you get there, okay? So this is the first step that you take in your math career at Westland High School, or in high school in general in the state of Ohio, to graduate, which we all want for you. So our job is to help you get there. Our job is, what can Mr. Shannon and I do to help you pass? And your job is, what can you do to help you pass? So it's very important that this class is taken seriously, and by the end of the year, we're in the passing range and we're moving you on to geometry next year. What should you do daily? Like every day when I wake up, right? I'm not walking into school. There's a lot less structure. Here's my best suggestions on what to do. Check Google Classroom every day. Every day. Is there a video I need to watch and you haven't watched it? Watch it. Is there an assignment posted? Check for the due date, then do them. Do you need to talk to Mr. Shannon or Mr. Neal? Pop into our live sessions or make an appointment to meet us during our office hours. I have here in all caps, this is not like the spring. So if you were doing some remote learning in the spring, we were just really trying to figure out how to do that, right? What does remote learning even look like in the months of March, April, and May? This is a lot more structured. We have very high expectations. We're back into school now, right? We're starting off a school year and we're doing it essentially as live as we can. We're just not doing it in a traditional classroom, but this is school. The expectations are high. We're going to be moving at a pace that you're going to need to make sure you stay on top of your work in order to make sure that you're successful. And I know that you can, but just don't let the start of the school year kind of fly by you and you're looking around going, what happened? Where are we? What am I doing? What am I responsible for? Check Google Classroom every day is my best suggestion, and kind of see what's posted and hop into those live sessions. A couple things about me, since we just finished up talking about the class and kind of how that works. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. This is my 9th year teaching in total, my 6th year at Westland. So I taught 4th grade for a year right out of college, and then I taught 6th grade for a year, and then I taught 7th grade for a year, and now I've been teaching at the high school level for the last 6 years. I think I found exactly where I want to be. In this picture here, I have my wife and my daughter. My wife's name is Megan. She also teaches. She teaches 6th grade history in Westerville. So if you're not 100% sure where Westerville is, if you've ever been to Polaris Mall or IKEA, our 2 big landmarks out there, that's kind of out where she teaches as well. I have a 2-year-old daughter. Her name is Lola. She is the love of my life. She's part of the reason I wake up every day is to try to make her proud, make her smile, make her laugh. I really have fun being her dad. Being a dad has been one of the most fun things in my life. I grew up in Hilliard, Ohio, so just down the street, and I've lived here my whole life. I love it here. I'm not going anywhere. The city has great food. It has great sports teams. It has great people. It has all 4 seasons. I love summer and summer. I love fall and fall. I love winter and winter, but there's times where I get a little sick of it, and I love spring and the spring here. I love how we get all 4 seasons, and we kind of get the extremes of those seasons. More on me, I have pictured here again my daughter Lola and my dog Calvin. So my wife and I adopted Calvin about 6.5 years ago. He was at a shelter. We went and looked, and we fell in love with him the minute that we saw him. The shelter got him because somebody found him, living on the streets. They brought him in. My wife and I love that story. The fact that he was living on the streets and kind of on his own and surviving made me really proud of him. So I said, let's make him a part of our family. And he's been with us ever since. He's awesome. He loves hanging around my daughter's high chair and getting food off the floor from her. He loves going on walks. This summer, we just started taking him on walks without a leash. It's kind of big news. We've had him for about 6 years, and we just started doing that. And he's been mostly pretty good at it. Every now and then he'll go a little bit too far or run and chase a squirrel. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun seeing him have that freedom. Just a little bit more about me, just some things when I'm not working, some things I like to do. I love spending time with my family inside and outside. When I'm outside, I like to run. I'm a big runner. My goal this year is to run 1,000 miles. I'm working my way there. I'm at like 860 some miles, so I have about 130 miles to go. I love to bike. I love to play golf. Notice I said I love to play golf. I'm not good at it, but I have a lot of fun trying to get better at it. Doing yard work, going on family walks, playing board games. I'm a huge board game fan. If you like board games, we need to talk board games. I wish we could, do some kind of after school club and play them, but unfortunately right now that's not working. But I'm a big board game guy. I like to watch Netflix just like just about everybody else. Eating food, especially Mexican food. Big fan of tacos and nachos. That is an easy way to my heart. If you ever see that I'm having a bad day, the best way to cheer me up is some nachos or some tacos, and I'm basically there. I love watching my favorite sports teams. I'm a big Buckeye fan. I like the Miami Dolphins in the NFL. I like the Columbus Crew for soccer, the Columbus Blue Jackets for hockey, Cleveland Indians for baseball, and the Cleveland Cavaliers for basketball, although they were a lot more fun when they had LeBron James. Kind of tough times right now. I appreciate you taking just a few minutes of your time to get to know me, to get to know the class, and to get to know how this remote learning is going to go. You're going to have a second video attached here. It's going to be Mr. Shannon introducing himself as well, telling you a little bit about him, and telling you a very, very important piece of information on how and what to do when you're wanting to get in contact with him and I via email. And this works also when you want to talk to some other teachers as well. Appreciate you sticking with me, and we will talk soon.